afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Holotny Ferma between, in the west, Black, maybe Ace, I don't know. We'll just call him Boris, fighting here for the Soviet Union, the glory of Comrade Stalin, and the 200th Guards Mechanized Brigade going against Sheepeh, fighting for the Wehrmacht, for the Reich. Force Kampfgruppe Plus cut here with Ostrom on the way. So Ostrom, Dr. Chose, we've also got 3 Austrian suppression bulletins, and Black Ace has got 3 infantry bulletins. He's also got shock motor, shock rifle, and guard motor. Hoorah! So grabbing points here, we got double conscripts versus double Ostrom, triple Ostrom, of course, in that sense. Sheepeh can much more quickly, or at least somewhat more quickly, flood the field with more infantry compared to Boris here. So, of course, the Ostrom are cheaper and also have 0 training costs. There's cooldown, but, you know, that's still a slight difference there. So that does allow him to sort of grab more territory and also sort of more initially sort of engage Boris here in combat. We got a 3rd conscript there on the way. We got no sort of early buildings from him, no attempt at support company or special rifle company. At least nothing yet. Heading southward, so focusing on centre south. The Ostrom here basically just keeping conscripts occupied, losing out in the long run most likely, but you know, he's showing that the conscripts here don't do anything funny. In that sense, he's keeping a 240 manpower unit occupied with the 200 manpower unit, so it's not a complete wash here for Sheepeh. It's not really adding anything further here. We got Ostrom flying in there from another position. There you surround them quickly. Oh, the Russians, we're also Russians. The other ones, the bad ones, the communists. More squads coming up there, flying in further. So we're really seeing a sort of large engagement. We're breaking up. We got conscripts out in the open. Conscript squad here taking heavy losses as 2 squads are now focusing it down, falling back there. At the same time, we got another squad moving up versus the Ostrom, but they did get in a few good shots there. We got the other squad then flanking in. And I'm on engagement upon these. There's more conscripts. Conscript falling back here, so some hefty infantry engagement before 2 falling up here. 4th conscript on the way there for Boris, and there we go. He ended up losing out here. Ostrom overwhelming them with sheer bullets and raw firepower. Yes, conscript moving up there, but they're out in the open versus Ostrom again in cover. Pioneers all joining in the fun here. The conscript taking losses here in the name of the Rodina. Sergeant Sergei ordering his men back there from the other Sergei, who successfully leads us also from their forwards in the assault against communism. We got a double MD-42 from Sheepeh. This is really sort of opting for sort of, you know, heavier firepower to sort of support the Ostrom, but also that way controlling the map a bit more aggressively. Not bad, not bad. Properly used 2 MD-42s can be quite potent, though you do rarely see it nowadays, so I kind of hope you might be seeing a resurgence back to that. We shall of course find out in the long run, but there you go. Lots of shooting here. Ostrom being slowly beat up, so they can't get inside the building. Quite a bit of shooting there, also quite a lot of Russians. Coming back there, grabbing territory, and certainly there were quite a few Russians acting up serving under German banners under sort of different ways. In fact, once they ended up serving in a Russian SS division, though after I believe it was Warsaw, that one was quickly disbanded and its commanding officer shot because they were apparently too brutal even for the Germans. Grabbing territory there. Double MD-42s, constantly to fall back. They also could also consider falling back. I mean, some of them veteran already, but they're low in health, low in numbers. At this point, with the distance near between the base, I mean, he's just going to get swarmed over eventually. Although he's getting some good damage in there nonetheless, since the control moving about there in the open, quickly gunning down more. The Ostrom are certainly proving to be quite resilient. Of course, once in cover again, that's rather the trick with the Ostrom. Keep them in cover at all times. Otherwise, they are pretty much useless. Meanwhile, though, in this case, I mean, Boris did actually play his cards correctly against Sheepeh. He basically said, alright, I'll just keep again a large force, although shrinking, occupied, while I then move the rest of my forces around it. In that sense, very good sort of strategic approach here by Boris. You know, again, tying down a larger force for the smaller one, and then just using the rest of his force, sort of grabbing a lot of territory around Sheepeh here, denying him that. So very well played there, very well played. Not a lot of players would have fought that one, but in this case, Boris handled that expertly. We got an officer called up for Sheepeh. Let's see if he actually makes any good use of the officer, though. Some players, you know, call him in, but then they will quite, you know, realise some of his really good abilities, like concentrate of fire, and he needs a bit of trouble with an MD-42. So we are seeing sort of the pincers here from Boris now being repelled here by Sheepeh's forces. not very sheepishly either. Meanwhile, we got Molotov on the way for Boris's forces. Just trying to add a bit more sort of a shock effect there. Should also have to deal with Sheepeh if he sort of digs in again with large clusters of Osttruppen. We have no tech up there, neither for Boris at the moment. We got Point of Grab, we got the MD42 joining in there. Fusillades of MD42 bullets flying against him, pushing them towards the ground lest they fancy, well, a heavy supplement of lead to their diet. Obviously leading troops here supporting them. Ostrom moving about here. Constantly pushed away, their munitions point secured. For the glory of Deutschland. Still nothing happening in the base, but the resources they're floating about. And there we go, Sheepeh is taking up for the glory of das Vaterland. MD42 holding up there. Of course, the thing about the Ostrom was that as the war progressed and things began looking less good for Germany, a lot of them basically began deserting, becoming either bandits, partisans, or going back to the Russians in many cases, in which case kind of got shot. Of course, they surrendered to the Western Allies, who then handed over to the Russians, and of course then got shot or moved over to a sort of, gulag. So overall, the situation was always good for them. There were also many who basically served in sort of Schutzmann, or protection units, sort of local German police units, sort of did the dirty work for them, and such. Fun fact there, constant push back there. Constant taking losses, more storm pushing in. Officer here supporting, and there we go, using concentrate of fire. Shoot harder! Yes, Herr Officer. I mean, yes, jawohl. We're rushing straight into that, taking some further loss. I mean, the concentrate fire, do have to be a bit careful there when you're charging into it, because you'll certainly have to take further loss. There you go, Molotov, we're about to get wiped out. Veteran T2, that would be a shame here for Sheepeh to lose them already. Constantly burning into fire, they got a bit close to the Molotov. Vasily, you throw like a girl. Burn like one too, how do you know? Don't ask. But also from there, flying in against the comps is all their own health. Like to make a nice company up here. Half touch to be good. There we go, we do get a half touch on the line, the 251 Mitra Schützenpanzerwagen. Because they're taking down to the Osttruppen, gunning them down. Almost wiped up, the officer pushing in. Yeah, careful here, Sheepeh, foresight. 251 obviously ready, and otherwise we've seen him sort of pushing it aggressively. He's got a nice chunk of the map here, sort of push back Boris, who's already taken up here. Himself rushing for a T7, in which case he could actually catch Sheepeh rather off guard here, because Sheepeh's got basically bugger all in the anti-tank department. I mean, he's got no packs, there's been no Teller mines laid down, all he's got is Panzerfausts. Yeah, he does have that, at the very least. Sort of stall a T-70, but he's got nothing to really, seriously threaten it. And with a large chunk of territory, again, it can also make it very difficult for him to sort of guard against it, sort of focus his force without, of course, immediately conceding a lot. So it's a bit tricky here for Sheepeh at the moment. Bit tricky, but he's keeping up momentum so far. I suppose he's willing to brave the risk of a quick T-70 or a half-tank here. By the way, T-70 light tank out here for Boris. And a fun fact, it was apparently more expensive to produce than a T-34-76. Of course, the game sort of resource, well, of course, doesn't reflect that. It's probably, how much you have to sort of get out of it. Of course, there again, all, it's not hard costs in a sense. But yeah, apparently more expensive and apparently also harder to produce. The T-34-76, of course, was built for being easy to produce and such, which is always an advantage in the longer run in most cases. But Pioneer's in a pretty bad position. T-70 heading northwards. Constance pushing in, Pack 40 in the way here. Of course, he's seen the T-70, so he knows he needs to get something to deal with it. And we got a Flammpanzerwagen upgrade here as well. So he's really going to burn this communist. In this case, he might regret not having laid down some Teller mines. Now, of course, it's only, again, it's going to hurt the infantry quite decently, so it's not all bad, but the timing could have been better. There you go, some fire here from the T-70 and its 45mm gun, which is actually quite common equipment on a lot of the sort of earlier Soviet equipment besides the T-34. Set the 76mm gun, but a lot of their tanks, earlier one, and even the scout cars had 45mm guns. Little fun fact there. Cutters versus Ostrom from there. And T-70 strikes straight at the MD42, nicely unprotected here, unscreened. T-70 strikes there for some easy kills for the motherland. and wipes it. That's going to hurt Sheepeh quite a bit. He's getting the Pack 40 up there, but it's going to struggle to hit a bit. And of course he's rushing all the half-track back and forth to deal with threats. Trying to deal here with the conscripts who are dug in there behind Heavycon, in which case of course the flame thrower half-track's good range ult ensures they can't just run an anti-tank really there. Of course that way you can sort of safely flush them out. There go T-70 up, they got Pack 40 setting up there, pans up the cannon, fire! Combined with the Panzerfaust there, good damage there to the T-70. MG42 going to have to set up there.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
And stealing away the MG42. Boris, you cheeky bastard. Grabbing points up there. Nothing further. He could consider taking up or going for another Pack 40. Both would be pretty solid options for Boris. We are seeing here anti-tank rates will later deal with a half-track, not bad either. She's going to be pulled back for repairs. He's got support weapons. He could throw in a mortar, that might help a bit here as well as another machine gun. And there we go, getting down some Telemines there for Sheepeh. And there we go, Consul versus Flampanzerwagen. Also a fun fact that Telemine could also be used sort of to be thrown at the enemy tank, sort of detonated that way. It actually has several ways to be detonated. Now that way could be used as a mine, but also be, it'd be used as an anti-tank charge. In which case you'd usually either have it sort of on a timer, or you could even have sort of a cord you then pull, and once pulled it explode. So I mean there were sort of different ways of actually using the Telemine. Fun fact. Consul there rushing against the officer. He could try and use concentrated fire here to gain a nice advantage, but I'm not entirely sure he's going to use it here. And there we go, instead I'm retreating. He's managed to cut off the fuel, so in this case Sheepeh basically decides he doesn't need to do any more towards that. He's done alright. Flampanzerwagen there being repaired. Tech up on the way, good. Nothing here from Dot. Oh, not Dot, but Boris, of course, considering they're getting up some fuel cash to help his fuel. I mean, in that sense, Sheepeh is keeping up a nice and aggressive strategy versus him, denying him fuel in many cases. And now we got Panzer going to be on the way. Ostrom here. And he's actually betting on the Ostrom here, drawing the attention of the T-70 back to bring up the Pack 40 here. He's sort of hoping a push towards the fuel is going to cause Boris to rack then, so pull it up. Instead, though, Boris has already got plans for the T-70s moving southwards, so that is going to move in again, because also how expectations of the opponent's movement are what they're hoping to do, and then what they actually do, considering sometimes not go quite the way you actually want to, and that's what happens here again. He was expecting to draw them, having the Pack 4 then ready to ambush. Instead, he headed southwards, where he then had absolutely no real anti-tank defences. There you go, some more veteran Panzergun is arriving to support the situation here. Ostrom needs to retreat. Well, of course, he might be trying to buy time for the Pack 40 to move down and deal with them. Otherwise, managed to cut off the fuel point again. Quite nicely done there by Sheepeh. Of course, using Ostrom for that, of course, drawing a fire. Very heroically done. Seeing troops not necessarily too vital towards the German cause. Concentrating about the engineers with minesweepers. T-77 a larger threat here for Sheepeh, and again we can see sort of deciding his plans a bit there. Tech up down there, so he should probably get up support of course as soon as possible. No Telemine being prepared here, but in this case forced to cancel. Russians are basically too close, so he might reveal it there. Pack 40 opens up. Misses. And there we go, Flampanzer up north here. Panzerman is Ostrom supporting. Russians in a bit of trouble. They got absolutely nothing that themselves can stop the flame from half, of course. He needs to up the T-70. So now that's where you might want to have the Pack 40 around to cover that area. And there we go, MG42 in a building. Being lit on fire here. Doing quite a bit of good damage there. T-70 coming up in return. Pack 40. To occupy the Russians down there. You might be able to Panzerfaust. There we go. T-70 being slightly causing with the Ostrom around, but there we go. Ostrom force away. Panzerfaust need to retreat. Schnell, schnell! Sheepeh, get your men out of there! Oh dear, he might lose the Panzerfaust there. That's going to. Oh, what a waste there! What a waste there by Sheepeh. That's valuable Panzergun it is. Never really meant to do much. That's 340 manpower right down the drain. Rather unfortunate there. Ostrom holding up there, but they're virtually free. They're low on health. You just need to get them before, well, Boris here wipes them. Boris is yet by to choose a doctrine here. Perhaps a bit of indecision. I mean, all three doctrines could work well for different reasons. He could try for shock rafts, sort of rush up the KV-8. He could go for this one, sort of prepare for T-3045s, maybe some guardsmen. mortars. They could go for this one for shock troops, but also the ICU in the longer run. I mean, overall, all three I think could be good options there for Boris to consider in his fight against Sheepeh. So Palmer co-op. Stuke would be an option here, just to quickly hand it down, of course, prepare for heavy armour. Ostrin could also, of course, he could wait a bit and go for the Panzer IV. So just try handling that, but also we need to reinforce Vigilante 3. And then you need some exchange in Indy 4-2, not having the best of days there. Not with the Ostrom there joining in as well. But there we go, we're seeing here Boris is pushing aggressively back there again. The T-7 is really allowed to return the momentum, turn the tide against Sheepeh, who clearly wasn't prepared for it, and sort of, push the game back against him. I mean, had Sheepeh perhaps just waited a bit with the flame for half-tech, laid down to turn mines first, things could have looked rather different, but sadly in this case he left himself a bit open, and Boris of course saw the gap and he pushed through it. So nicely reacted here by Boris, nicely fought ahead, but of course now the Panzer IV should be able to turn things around, though now of course we also have Fieldgun here supporting Boris and his troops. Ostrom flanking in there against the conscripts. Panzer IV on the way. And moving up, they could of course try and take. Oh, no, mind retreating. And T-70 strikes again for the motherland. Ooh, so close to the Teller mines. There you go, Panzer IV arrives, Panzerkampfwagen 4, Pride of the Vaterland. Nibelungswerk ist finest, as they also tell themselves. Pentagon machine going up, good. And we got tech up here for Boris, so that could mean, of course, T-34s and 6s, SU-85s, Katyushas. Of course, quick planning if I've got a motor, in which case it can be T-34-85s, which would also be a good option. Officers are pressed in before holding up nice in the church. Oh, no, the mine went off on the officer instead. Oh, dear, poor Sheepeh. What a tragedy. They might be able to get the MD-42 here since Boris is too slow in getting out, and instead the entire church collapses on them, entombing them. We need quite a few tons of wood. This time here for the mid-game analysis, counter situation. If you sort of look at damage-wise, Sheepeh's got quite a bit of a lead there. Kills-wise, are much closer. Again, that's part of Sheepeh's main force being Ostrom, of course, do die faster, do bleed faster, meaning, it's not too surprising here if there's actually that close parity there in terms of kills. Damage-wise, again, it does fit a bit here with the tank a bit of damage, but overall looks no surprises there. Again, in that sense, they're looking equal. Army value-wise, so again, the Panzer IV and other bits, they're sort of pushing a bit ahead here, but it's still rather close. It is rather close here between the two. So of course, in that sense, it's going to be rather close, and certainly any big mistakes here could turn the tide. Of course, at the same time, we are also aware that, Boris here has several options. Again, that's partly due to his doctrine. I mean, right now, T-35 could be a really good option. He could play for nice too, but the fuel cost there would be so much heavier right now, which of course might not make it worth it. Same here. The Gart motor would, I think, be the safer choice. They get the T-35 out, you call in heavy mortars and bombard, deal with some Sheepeh's dug in positions, you call it Gart's rifle infantry support, cover up versus flame for half-track flanks, and of course the T-35 then would be the centrepiece of his offensive here against Sheepeh. So I rather feel like that one's going to the best. I mean, he had some fuel cash, a bit of fuel supply. The other ones could have worked, but I mean, he could also go for this, use the shock troopers, buy some time, but that would also give Sheepeh more time to bounce back with it. I mean, if you wanted to go for it, you need to get out some T-34, first some fuel cash, then build up, and then get out the IS-2. I mean, that could work, but a T-35 right now would, I think, be the more direct approach, and also the more fast in terms of time overall here. That's rather my thoughts there on sort of what Boris here could do. But keeping up that pressure on the flanks is good. I mean, keep, Sheepeh guessing, and of course a bit more nervous about where Boris might actually strike. For Sheepeh, more Panzer would be good, but otherwise he should get out of Stuke, because either way, Boris is going to bring up something rather, in terms of armour, something more numeric, or at least something more difficult for the Panzer IV to deal with, in which case Stuke's going to be a pretty good choice of support. For a machine gun, he can also reasonably deal with infantry. So, I mean, it's overall not a bad investment in that sense. You're not going to be completely left off against infantry, but, can still do pretty well versus armour. Panzer gun, is, something just a bit tougher than the Ostrom, and against something that can more well maintain offensive momentum. Therefore, Sheepeh would also be a pretty good choice. Otherwise, he's got plenty of munitions, consistent S-mines, but also telemines. Again, try to make it more difficult for Boris to attack, but also move around with his armour. If you can do that, well, it would be quite splendid, really. So let's return to the fight and see what actually happens. But the the Panzer IV should have a better way of, actually dealing with the T-70, because now he can sort of negate its mobility, as the Panzer IV is not exactly a brick of cheese, and hence can actually move. But now we're seeing here that Boris himself preparing there with mines. We also got more Panzers on the way there for Sheepeh, hopefully with a better rate of survival than previous. He's really beginning to mine up in the north here. He's clearly, preparing here for Sheepeh to make more offensive moves up in the north. Ostrom falling back here a bit. Conscripts he sort of pushed them back. Still no doctrine though from Boris. No sign of a T-34-76. I mean, he could quickly build up numbers of those if he wanted. That could also, I think, cause Sheepeh some problem, because again, he's not got a lot to really stop that. So far, no sign of anything there from Boris. He seems to be still holding back there. Still unsure of what to actually go for. Panzer's going up to repair. Panzer is probably going up to support the Panzer IV. That wouldn't be too bad. MG42 shifting up here. We've seen here from Sheepeh, he's continually supporting his frontline efforts with the MG42, which is good. I mean, some players like to constantly keep on the defense, but generally having them support the offensive maneuvers does give you a lot more punch, and also makes it harder for your opponents to shift around during the defense. Can also allow you to keep them there, and then allow other units to flank them. So in that sense, it's pretty well done here by Sheepeh. And of course, the flank is a bit open, so it's not without its hazards. But there you go, Panzers all on the conscripts with their mächtige Sturmgewehr. T-70 shifting down again, though in this case we've got actually a Pack 40 waiting for it. Hoorah! Shit, there's an anti-tank gun! This is bad! Also moving up to Panzer fast, we're not trying to get past. We've got the Panzer IV moving in, taking hits from the field guns, of course already here he's knowing there's going to be the Panzer IV. Pack 40 turning about there. Ooh, this is going to be close, this is going to be close. At the same time, Panzer doing damage, clearing out the field gun, and ignoring the flamethrower. Sheepeh is really focused on his goal, but it could prove a bit dangerous here. T-70 knocked out though, and Panzer falls back, but almost got the engineers in return here. So the Panzer is already here, doing much better than their predecessors. We've got pioneers who could deal with the engineers there quite aggressively. We've got no further armor, and we finally got a doctrine there from Boris. It is guard motor, and we got the T-35 here on the way. And he's also got resources either calling heavy mortar or guard squad. Guards would be good, throwing some DPs and you certainly do a lot of damage there. And we even get infantry awareness used here. Infantry awareness. Been a bit while since we've done one. We got a second Panzer gun to discourse. Now really, Sheepeh's getting ready to go on the offensive now. He's knocked out the T-70. He's ready to kill some communists. So it's really buckling up there with several Panzer gun escorts in that way, forming up a much more offensive element than the Ostrom, who can attack, but he generally tends to be a lot slower paced and requires a lot of retreating. In particular now that, of course, he's got no regular half to reinforce them continually. Still, he's pushing onwards there, or at least he's pushing them onwards. And for moving in there, needs allowed to shoot on infantry again. And also, I think does need to get away. Oh, pack shot pulps. Poor Vladislav. And then go T-35 here ready. I can never quite tell if it's sort of the early version or the sort of late war version of the T-35. There was essentially sort of two models, a 1943 and a 1944 model. Bit tricky there. So again, there's some that basically sort of argue that there was no real sort of year mocked because the factories were sort of basically sort of bits, well, how to put it, a bit haphazard. So you could have sort of different factories sort of putting together different models of the T-35 with different sort of variations and so on. But there you go, anti-tank caught by Panzer that is again. T-35 though should be able to support, taking hits there. Field gun continuing to hunt down for the Panzer IV. Panzer can't stop him. There we go, Molotov as well. Nicely done there by Boris. More Panzers moving in, needs to move down. He needs to keep pulling back the Panzer IV. Keep pulling it back, Sheepeh. Schnell! Get the Pack 40 up. Then get out of Stug! Sturmgeschütz. You got fuel enough. Almost got the Panzer IV. The Panzer with the Pack 40 covering up here.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Getting damn close. We've got fighting over the northern point. Well, fighting against the Russian, moving up to grab the point there. Hit there on the Osttruppen. T-35 needs to pull back here. Panzer Grenadier here, halfway to it. T2 needs to be careful though. They are low on health, one wrong move, and they could be dead meat. In this case, he's actually hoping in the Ostrom base to draw the fire line. The Panzer was just fight unmolested. In this case, the Ostrom actually showing quite nicely as target. And there you go, the heavy damage from the Molotov and a few extra shots there from the conscripts. But still, they hit Veteran 2, they'll definitely be a lot more useful in future battles. But Panther 4 half-track both new repairs, and he needs to get out some more armour. Versus T-35, which does pack more of a punch, and is certainly also a lot tougher. Stug Gs would be a good option again. They would also be cheaper in terms of manpower, but also fuel. You would then be able to get more of them again from some machine guns. They also work well versus infantry, so really get some Stugs out, Sheepeh. Get some Sturmgeschoss out. And we got a heavy mortar here, the 120mm mortar. Not the heaviest mortar, by the way, the Soviets had. They actually had a 160mm mortar, which was used in the latest stages of the war. Which also basically was so big they couldn't load it, you know, like you usually do with mortar, which is from here. They actually had to load it down at the bottom from a breach. Fun fact there, by the way. MG42 sending up here, constantly moving ahead. And straight into the MG42 here, Vetri 2. They're going to quickly suppress or pin down. In this case, they still managed to get close to get up a Molotov. Falling back, Ostrom trying their best to support, half track, not willing to support, except got the Panzer Grenadiers.
The enemy is attempting to steal our
Best in the
sector.
Welt. And there you go, just raiding the conscript. I mean, being up negative cover only made it easier for the Panzer Grenadiers. And there you go. MG42 managed to halt the conscript forward permanently. Fresh push up northwards, Ostrom support Panzer Grenadiers. There we go, he's getting the Stug. He's getting the Stug. There we go. Good man. Good man. And a demo charge here, of course, is going to take a lot of cover here, so he plays a demo charge on the side where he's like to take cover and blown to bits. Mine's up here. Boris here making good use of munitions, he's playing defense, he's playing to blow up and bleed out the attacker. Wonderful, wonderful. And we got guards arriving, and he's getting them the DP like machine guns.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Sturmgeschoss halfway done. Soon Boris can call himself actually another T-3045, in which case Sheepeh is going to sort of struggle a bit more. But Sheepeh could be calling another Stug G after that as well. And could that way actually form up a nice little assault gun battery, useful for both dealing with armour, but also for dealing with infantry, particularly upgrading machine guns. Panzers here needs to retreat before the T-35 annihilates them. Come on, Sheepeh, schnell, schnell. Sheepeh, are you paying attention? Your men are dying, and they're not Osttroppen. Sheepeh. Oh, there we go. Troops suppressed. Panther 4 rolling about there, and we got Stug, both of them set up to deal with T-35. Good. Again, he could easily get another Stug G afterwards. And they're going to send you around, and Conscript going to rush straight into it. This is going to be painful for them. And of course, it does more damage with incendiary rounds. In fact, they're about to hit veterans. 3, there we go, which then only makes them more lethal. In this case, the multiple does go off, but the Conscript there certainly took quite a beating. Actually, it's a pretty good Stug back here, since there's no infantry lead, by the way, which is actually a good idea then. Can't risk the Stug being basically outflanked. Oh, that was close there. Almost lost eventually 3 MG42, but the Ostrom moves into the demo charge, and kaboom! Blown to Kingdom Come. And the T-35 on the way for Boris, and the Panther 4 hits the mine! Engine blown to hell! Stug needs some up to support it, Ostrom needs to block it off. Ah, we're seeing Sheepeh now really taking heavy casualties. This is looking back, Constant moving in. Ostrom setting it to fire, and Panther 4 kaput. Absolutely kaput.
One of our panzers has been destroyed.
Stug should have been upgraded machine gun, by the way. But oh well, Ostrom in a bad position now. Again, no, in cover, they're pretty decent, but out in the open, they're useless. So right now, Sheepeh is not trouble. He's also, by the way, not really used his flame for half-tech very actively, which really I think hasn't been helpful either. So all of a sudden, Boris is building up a large advantage. Now he's got the armor advantage. Infantry-wise, he's also got an advantage. Support weapon-wise, he's also looking pretty strong here. And T-35 kaput here. No, flank punch kaput. Ooh, target weak point. Good, good.
The enemy has dealt us a blow.
Ah, except it didn't get off. Panther was out in the open. Easy targets for the Russian infantry, particularly the guardsmen here holding up nicely by the fence. Falling back there. Sergeant Petrov is not really fond of wasting his men. Getting another Panther 4 here. I mean, there's all the infantry, I suppose there's some armor, but I think more Stugs would have been better here. But oh well. Reinforcing, rebuilding.
The enemy is attempting to steal our
Good
sector.
one grenade here, well, as good as they get. Closing in on Veteran T3. Panther 4 halfway done there. Really seeing his Sheepeh is better on the back foot, having gone from in early stages and is really controlling most of the map there.
The enemy is
Almost got the
taking
conscious
our
wiped there, almost got
territory.
them wiped. Still no machine gun and no authority to shoot an infantry either. There we go, there we go. But really add a machine gun to assault guns. I mean, it does add a noticeable hit there versus infantry. It really does make them more useful versus troops.
Ready for battle.
Still got a good hit off there. Panzer's moving in there. Virtually 2 but taking hits from the second T-foot, or the first one. We have so much firepower here that now Boris is also laying down against Sheepeh. He's very much struggling if he to hold up against. We got engineers flanking in, Panzer's fighting against them as well. Pat 40 about to get wiped out. There we go. Crew quite dead.
The enemy has destroyed an
Panther 4 should just try and work with the Stuka instead. It's only leaving them separate. And another squad here, Vetri 2, but out in the open. T-35 firing in there, trying his best to murder his infantry against it. Panther 4 flanking in here. Mortar fire there, Stu close to Vetri 1, field gun up under Panther 4, Vetri 2, other Stu getting flanked with the first T-35. Panzer needs to advance here against the pin guard and White Mark, go for the field gun. He's almost got the T-35 there. But now he's rushing at the Panther 4 before it's cleared out the field gun. This is dangerous, this is dangerous. He's got the first T-45 here. Stu almost ready to. Panther 4 rushing in. Can he get it? Yes! But he drives straight into a mine! Knocking out the T-45 there finally. Panther there, quick rush the field and clear it out. Oh dear, this is looking dangerous. Victory points are not good either. And the field is full of enemies. He needs to sort of rush out something here. He's calling up Morstorp, and Panzer's there definitely, I think, the key sort of trying winning back against this now. They're his best sort of tool versus all those conscripts. In particular, get into Vetri fleet, but he needs to push forward. He needs to go for the victory points also north and south. He just needs to push, and he needs to bring out, I know, Panther 4 and Austrian to help deal with the infantry. Get also the Stroop repaired as soon as he can. And where's the MD-42? Ah, he's shifting away from the centre. Oh dear. What are you doing, Sheepeh? Meanwhile, a 30-foot on the way for Boris. Austrian advancing up. Before 2 rushing southwards, blindly, quickly rushing straight to an enemy trap there. Still not going for the Stuka. He's finally getting an Austrian, but he feels already here too late. Panzer doing what they can there with the Sturmgewehrs. The mighty assault rifles. Which were actually surprisingly prone to jamming if they were sort of fired in full auto. So you actually could only shoot them in small bursts. And there go Tender first, the advancing infantry here. The engineers, the conscript getting shredded here. Getting damn close. Oh, he's repairing this too. He's close to Vetri 2. Panzer doing with the camp, but they're beginning to bleed out. Sheepeh is having an increasingly hard time maintaining control of the front line. 7 kills the Stuka halfway close to Vetri 2. Why? But you had a machine gun. Going for the northern point here as well. Austrian arrives. Point's been cut off.
The sector has been cut off.
And really, it's all on the shoulders of the Panzer gun that is now to really pull through against all these conscripts and the likes. But don't keep them negative cover to get the flak Panzer forwards. And the MD-42 in trouble versus the T-30-45. He might lose it. Field gun bombarding straight into the line of path of the Panzer gun. It is nice, particularly a nice shot there by Boris. Conscript taking heavy losses. Almost lost him there, and anti-tank grenade. Conscript is forced away. And the T-35 down the hunt. He's got 2 victory points, but how long will it last? And he's lost his Vetri 3 MD-42, which one is remaining sort of great assets. There you go, target weak point, a heat ramp prepare, and there we go. Deals with the gun there, deals with the gun. Next, T-22. Flak Panther shooting off a bit there. Almost got the T-35. He could try and flank behind him, but with the field gun cleared out. Still moving in. Looking damn dangerous here. No, he stops up in front of the... Oh, no. The Sturmgeschütz. Austrian rolling in there. Going to Panther 5 to T-35. No, why are you stopping up so close to the field gun's front? Ah, what are you doing, Sheepeh? What are you doing? Panzer is moving up, but he might be too late now. And the field gun's basically like the Bismarck right now, unable to move. Main gun destroyed. 40 points left, and there we go. Sheepeh surrenders. A loss for the Wehrmacht. I mean, really, went so well initially, but again, that T-17 really can do a lot versus an unprepared German player. Threw him back, and he rather struggled to get back in there. By the time he did, you know, Boris was already bringing in the heavy armour, striking back violently, and a few mistakes there from Sheepeh, I think, you know, also lack of mind, you know, rather gave, you know, Boris the advantage. I mean, also the flame half track, you know, by the later half there, which again, you know, it became way too passive in that sense. You know, it overall just proved to be a bad investment. I mean, it could have worked, but again, I think you should have mined first, you know, hoped to catch a tank first and then upgraded it. But instead, you know, he hurt himself because he lacked then a method to reinforcing at the front line. And again, you know, he just didn't do enough with it. So overall, for the hit, that was one of the bigger mistakes I think Sheepeh committed, and that really hurt him. He could have maybe gone for some command bunkers there, but you know, he just sort of slowly bled out. He struggled. The first man squad was a bit away. You know, trying to came back, and it was rather close, but there was a certain lack of aggression, there was a certain timidness there, where I think when the Sheepeh's movements, which rather sort of gave Boris the edge he needed here and there, that it was again damn close here, but then damn close. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it gave you ideas for matches. If you did, why not subscribe, tell a friend, share it with everyone. If not, you know, send a replay and some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Ding saying cheers, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all another time. Bye.